Hey YouTube, this is Zach with Achilles Financial, and today you may have woken up and found some more money in your account. The reason for that is because the stimulus checks from the government, for the most part, have come in at this point in time. And the question that I want to ask is, what are you going to do with it? Now, for the most part, I anticipate that this is going to be used to pay down bills. It's going to be used for food, gas, utilities, and other necessary means. However, if you find yourself to be in a position where you could utilize that money to make more money, then feel free to watch the rest of this video and see some potential options that you could put your money towards. As far as the stimulus check goes, the threshold, this is a great article that I will link in our comments, and essentially what you'll be provided is $1,200 for anyone who is making any single adult making under $1,200 a year. $75,000 a year will get $1,200, and that will be decreased all the way up to $100,000. So if you made under $75,000 a year, you will get a $1,200 stimulus check. However, if you have children, you will get $500 for each additional child. The other stipulation is if you are married, those same thresholds that I mentioned earlier will apply, but a couple under $150,000 all the way up to $200,000. So if you find that you have some money under your belt that you would like to invest, these would be my stock picks. The first thing I want to highlight is the investing tool that I'm using is Robinhood Financial, and Robinhood is a great app if you're interested in using it. I have my link in the comments. If you click on that, we'll both get a free stock. But the reason that I like Robinhood Financial is there's no commissions, and it's a very easy platform for an entry-level investor to get in. So if you look what I have here on the screen, this is the SPY, or the Standard & Poor's S&P 500 ETF. It's a great stock just to get in, or rather a great ETF, exchange traded fund, just to get in and to utilize, but it's a great measure of how the overall economy is doing. As you can see, it's rebounded pretty well over the course of the past 3 months that you can see right here. And I think that there's still some ways for this to go, still some opportunity. However, this is not what I'm encouraging you to invest in. The three stocks that I've selected are Exxon Mobil, or XOM, Bank of America, BAC, or Delta Airlines, DAL. The reason for that is because all three of these stocks have been impacted due to COVID-19, as well as there's a lot of opportunity for growth over the next 10 years. The other item is that traditionally these have all been dividend paying stocks, although not all of them are paying their dividend right now. So what are next steps? How can you move forward? So if you download Robinhood and hop on and place your $1,200 in, what I would do is I would go to Exxon Mobil. As you can see at the time of this video, you can buy Exxon Mobil stock for right under $40. Why is this a double whammy or a lot of potential growth here? Exxon has a lot of cash reserves on hand. They have a lot of oil reserves on hand. And as the economy continues to improve, there's going to be a lot of growth, particularly once people start traveling again and the demand for oil goes down. Over the course of the past week, we did see an increase in the stock price, and it was just a slight blip over here. I'll go back to a month. We saw a slight increase here, and that was due to the impending trade, or rather oil deal by OPEC Plus. Now, what actually is going to happen is you'll see that the prices are going to correct because it really ended up not being a huge cut, and I don't think that the industry is going to see a lot of growth here in the immediate future. However, over the next 10 years, there's a lot of potential. If we look at the 5-year stock, traditionally Exxon has been trading in the $80 to $90 range, or $75 to $90 range. It's now at $40. So there's a lot of room for growth here. During this same period, they were heavily invested in dividends, so there's strong dividend income here as well. The other institution on my list, Bank of America. This is one of my favorite stocks. It's one of the best performing institutions on the market. They did just announce earnings today. I do think this stock is on sale, and I went in today on the stock. The reason for that is because $22 is an excellent play for a dividend paying stock that is still making profit during this point in time, both on trading revenues as well as on loans, and they're going to go big in the long run. Over the past 5 years, you can see that they've benefited pretty nicely from the rising interest rate environment. I do not think that they are going to recover in the immediate term, but this is a good long-term play. They also pay a dividend, and there's a lot of room for growth. I only think that they're going to grow larger. This is about a $2 trillion institution. Another long-term play. Lastly, I would recommend Delta Airlines. The reason for Delta Airlines, again, low oil prices are going to help it when we are able to travel again and encouraged to travel. This is not an immediate buy from I don't want to encourage you to buy it this week. I want you to wait till next week. The reason for that is because we have seen prices under $22, and I think that we may get back there after they announce, or rather the airline industry starts announcing earnings later this week and into next week. So Exxon and Bank of America, you're free to buy. Delta, I would wait till next week. So if you have $1,200, I would aim to put $400 in each one of these stocks. The next question is, Zach, why would we do that at this point in time when we may need the money at a moment's notice? Well, the first option is stocks are pretty liquid. You can always take them out. However, you need to understand the tax implications, as well as, are you going to get any value from holding a stock for 1 week to 2 weeks? Maybe, maybe not. The next item is the future value of your money. How much can I earn with steady income plotting? What you see here on the screen is a dividend investment calculator offered by Investopedia. What I want to highlight is if you were to input $1,200 into these 3 stocks and they all start offering their dividends again, then I'm going to show you how much you could have at the age of retirement at 60. I'm currently 24. So if I were to invest $40 a month from an additional investment here, that's just a $20 every paycheck. I assume that my dividend growth rate is 3%, which I am bullish on. The dividend yield is 2.5%, which is low right now, and that I'm going to always reinvest those dividends. So up until I am 60, so for the next 36 years, I understand that inflation is a factor at 2%, and I'm going to take the average market growth rate of 7% into my stocks. So what happens when I click that calculate? I'm investing everything. The key number I'm going to go down to is here at the age of 60 when you would retire. Just by virtue of investing that $1,200, and over the course of the ensuing 36 years, I'm putting in $20 every paycheck, I would have $128,000 in my account. Why is that important? Because that was just $20 a month. This is not 401k. This is not anything else. And this is all stemming from the original $1,200 investment. Now, what if I said that I was going to change that $40 a month to $400 a month? So $200 a paycheck. Now, I understand not everyone is going to be able to do this over the next 36 years, but I want to highlight the power of compound interest and the power of dividend investment. When I click calculate, let's go back to that $60. So the dividend income I'm making annually is $6,300, but my portfolio value is over $1 million. And that's simply from investing $1,200 today and $400 every month going forward. So at the very minimum of $40, you saw that I had nearly $130,000, and here I have $1 million portfolio over the next 36 years. The true power of compound interest, you can also see that it gets all the way up to $2 million in the ensuing 10 years. So there's a lot of value here, there's a lot of capabilities, and there's a lot of different directions you could head with the power of these growth stocks as well as dividend reinvesting. So if you have $1,200 from your stimulus check that you're looking to invest somewhere, the 3 picks that I would choose are Exxon, Bank of America, and Delta Airlines. If you enjoyed this video and found the content helpful, please leave a like, comment below, and subscribe. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.